and welcome back to a Honda CB200 video. In this video we make a bit more progress at the front end, sorting out the yoke and opening some new parcels. Right, so here we have the bearing sets from Pyramid Parts, not a sponsor, and I'll put all the details in the description below. This is what you get. This is it. So we get a small amount of grease, get some seals, they look to be about the same, and we get two bearings. And that's it. That's all you get. You get no more other information from them whatsoever. And actually there's no other details on their website at all for which bearings go where. So I pinged them an email. And in this bearing set is a 26 by 48.5 by 15 and a 27 by 48.5 by 17. And apparently all that information is written on the top. So on this bearing it's not written on it at all. NTN, Japan, it says 320 26X. I don't know how well you can make that out. You might be able to see that. Yeah, 320/26X. End of information on that bearing. This one. So here we are. So 27 48.5 by 17. So this apparently is the bottom bearing. So this will sit that way. So there's the bearing race there, and there's the bearing seat there. So that bit goes on the yoke, that bit goes in the steering unit on the frame. So that's the bottom and that's the top. And that will go that way. So this is 27mm in internal diameter. This is 26mm in internal diameter. So yeah, so that's what you get. And like I said, would be good to have a bit more information with the kit or available through the website. The kit doesn't go into any more detail about what size bearings you get or what they are, but they look like a set of reasonably good bearings. We'll find out if they fit. Right, let's get sorted out over on the bike. Let's get the bike jacked up, forks off, yoke apart, and we'll go from there. I'll tidy up here first. Right, let's prop the bike up somewhere. So I think a very fair and legitimate question to ask is, do I actually need to replace these bearings? And looking at them, I could say that they're not in very poor condition, and you know, arguably I could get away with them as they are, but let's show you why we're sort of a bit hesitant with that statement. I don't know how well you're going to be able to make out. So just in this region, just in here, if I come from the front, so yeah, I don't know how well you can make out, but around here, from about here to about here, there is pitting and marks left in the bearing seat, and though they're not very severe, they are noticeable enough in the steering. So when you get to all this close area around here, you get a little bit of slight juddering in the steering. Nothing majorly severe though. Really want to stress this is nothing. You know, if you can't afford the bearings or you don't want to do it, I would work with this and have done and was quite happy to. So look at the bottom. I don't know how well you'll make that out. There's the bottom one. And looking at the bottom one, as best I can see, that one looks absolutely fine to me. Absolutely fine. So the question is, should I really change these bearings? There you can see the marks here, all the way around to here. But let's go look on the other parts as well. Okay, so this is the top, and just looking around the surface that the ball bearings would be sit on, a little bit of discoloration there in the metal, again there. No real pitting. Some marks around over here, but really just feeling it with my nail, you know, not very much to write home about on that. And on the bottom, well, as you saw from the, well, as you may have seen from the bottom, that looks fairly tidy. And again, looking at the bearing surfaces on that, that looks really tidy. And the seal looks fairly good as well. Looking at the seal, bit of a bash there, but I can tidy that up. Bit of a bash just there, look. So this actually brings me into a bit of a quandary now about whether it is actually worth replacing these bearings. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear up the head on the frame. I'm going to clear up these parts as well, get them clean, tidy, greased, etc. And then once I've got them clean and tidy, because they're going to get repainted, I will then make the decision on whether I am actually going to replace the bearings. Because the last time I went into these was years and years and years ago, and I've not really done much mileage on them since I did that, and they are looking very good. Little bit of wear, if I'm honest, which you can feel ever so slightly in the steering. But is it worth going through the hassle of replacing all the bearings? I'm not 100% convinced. So I'm going to clean these up, get them washed down, etc., and then we can revisit that when we're clean and tidy. Right, I'll start getting this ready for scrubbing. Right then, for cleaning this down, I'm going to use some of this Built Hamber water-based degreaser. Give that a go, see what that's like.
Next level.
Now, the last MOT this had, or the last MOT but one, again the garage that bent the headlight bracket actually sanded off the paint to get to the frame number that's here. So we're actually down to bare metal. So I need to give this a good sanding, and then I'm going to give this a bit of a paint as well, once I've given it a really good degrease and then a clean. So I'm just going to crack on with this. You listen to some music. So I find myself still in a couple of minds on whether I'm going to replace this bottom bearing or well, all the bearings, because it's the kind of thing that once you start you can't stop. So these are the grommets for the dials, and they are literally falling apart. They're cracked, useless, no good to anybody. So I went shopping. Oh my god, what on earth is all this? So a really good place for parts for your Hondas is this place, which is CMS. So what is this they've sent through? Okay, CB354 poster. Yeah, okay, so yeah, and a bit about who they are and what they do. Nice. And what do we get? So let's have a look. See if I can remember what all the bits are. Staple, there goes that staple. So we've got the new grommets for the steering, for the dials. And the bushes that go inside them. So the washers. These are the bushes for the dials, and those grommets for the dials. There's the bushes or collars for the dials. And these are the wire grommets to protect the wiring going out from there. So that's what that is. I then got some new bolts. These are a lot cheaper than getting them from elsewhere. So that, and some new nuts as well. Oh, and we get the new updated Chappy keyring thing from CMS. So yeah, cool. Okay. There's that. And then also been to Accu and some more bolts, and I got some of these. So these are the screws for the indicators. So these are much cheaper than going to you know, CMS or anywhere else. Stainless steel, that'll be cool. And I also got some new bolts for the clamp on here as well. So I thought I got some that were sort of chrome rather than black, so I need to look into that. So this is where we are, and I find myself, being really honest with you, I find myself in a bit of a position where I'm not quite sure what to do. Looking at the bearing surfaces for the original ball bearings of the steering head, they look in really good condition. The balls are very good, the bearing surfaces are very good, a little bit of discoloration, a little bit of marking, etc. But all in all, they look really good. And so the question is it really worth replacing them? And I really don't know. I'm a little bit nervous with obviously removing this and going down the line of replacing the bearings completely, because if for any reason the bearings don't work out, they're not fitting properly or anything, to remove this is destructive. It is going to absolutely destroy either the bearing face and or the rubber seal, which at the moment is all in good working order. And so I'm really in a mind that I really am not sure, and I'd really value your thoughts and input. Not that you just want to see me fitting the bearings. There are loads of bearings out, loads of videos out there about fitting these bearings. It's not about that. It's about whether or not it's a proper thing to do right now. I've got the parts, so in the future I can do this. It's not a really big job to strip down the front end of the bike. There's not a lot there to strip off, so it's an easy job to do in the future. But I'm in two minds of whether it's worth removing perfectly serviceable parts to just replace them for the sake of just replacing them. When they work absolutely fine, and I'd value your thoughts on that. So please do leave your comments in the video down below about whether you think I should go through the rigmarole of removing this and fitting the new bearings in there. I'd value that. So that's where I'm going to leave this video. I hope you found it interesting and informative. Do consider hitting the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and the bell notification to be updated with future uploads. And I would really value your thoughts and opinions in the comments about whether it is worth removing serviceable bearing system and replacing it with the tapered system, which I agree is a slight improvement from the ball bearings, but the ball bearings are perfectly serviceable. So yeah, I'd value your thoughts on that. So that's it for now. Join us next time when hopefully we'll get some final decision on what we're going to do with this, or fit it all back together again. Cheers, bye for now.